Home for a lot of people is where one's direct family is, and these are the people that one sees on a typical day to day basis. For me, that is true for the most part, but when I'm able to go visit my uncle's house in Northern Virginia, it feels like more than a home to me. Every time I step foot on the property, the memories from childhood all the way until now flood back into my mind, and it feels like I have never left. I've had many experiences at this place that I'll be forever thankful for and will remember for the rest of my life. The beauty of the house is that it sits on 40 plus acres of land in the most northern part of Virginia, and there is no civilization around. There is a beautiful pond with a dock in the front of the yard and a wooded area with all sorts of wildlife in the backyard. There are foothills in the background that really make the entire property picturesque, and it is a sight to see. There is a chicken coop in the backyard, but the foxes love to take advantage of it, so it is vital that there are always eyes on the chicken coop to make sure that everything goes well. The deer are very prominent, particularly in the wooded area of the property, and they are always roaming around. The history around this area in Northern Virginia is immense, and it feels like I learn something new each and every time that I visit. There's a lot of Civil War history in particular, and there are still some stone barricades that are still there from the war. Some of the other properties around the area make it feel like you have been traveling back into the colonial period, and it's almost absurd to think about how much different life was back then compared to the way life is right now. Some of the most peaceful and most memorable times I've had going to my uncle's house are all of the Christmases that I've experienced there. The bitter cold outside mixed with the warmth inside always creates a calming mood for everyone in the house. During the day around Christmas time, there is always something to do, whether it is shopping near Washington, D.C. or playing games around the house. If it was warm enough, we could fish in the pond, but that wasn't all too likely during the winter months. At night, as a family, would come together and play some sort of game, some sort of board game, which got sometimes overly intense. Overall, it was a great time to be with family, and it was great to spend time with the people that I most love. As a child growing up, I was with the opportunity to spend 3 weeks out of the summer at my uncle's house. There was a summer camp nearby that I would spend time during the day where I would spend time during the day. I went there with my cousins who were counselors there because they were much older than me. I would come back to the house and spend time with my aunt, uncle, and cousins, and we were able to fish, play baseball in the backyard, and do numerous other activities. Spending time with my cousins growing up were some of my most fondest memories of childhood. I was younger than any of my cousins by at least 7 years, so the age gap was obviously immense. However, having a family to look up to that didn't seem too much older than me was very beneficial to me growing up. Doing all the various activities they did around the house, like riding the four-wheeler, fishing, and much, much more, made things very eventful and made me never want to leave. The food that I ate there, that I eat there, is unlike anything I'm accustomed to. Everything is 100% fresh because there is a garden in the backyard where all the fruits and vegetables are picked along with fresh eggs from the chicken coop. My aunt and uncle are very great cooks, and everything that was made for a meal made everything feel much more peaceful and even more relaxing. I'm very thankful for I'm very thankful to have such a place in my life, and I'm thankful to be able to call it my second home. It isn't exactly close to home, however. From Charlotte, North Carolina, it is approximately 7.5 hours of a drive to get there, but once you get there, it is all worth your while, and I have absolutely no regrets. From all the experiences I've had, there's nowhere else in the world I would rather be, and I'm glad to have it as a part of my life. Thank you.